Hello, welcome to Tricky IELTS. I hope you'll be fine. In this video, I'll share tips and tricks which will help you to secure Band 9 in IELTS reading module. So stay here and watch this video till the end. In this video, I'll share all the tips and tricks step by step. So don't skip the video. If you do so, you might miss an important point. Keep in mind, the reading section consists of 40 questions designed to test a wide range of reading skills. These include reading for main ideas, reading for details, skimming, understanding logical arguments, and recognizing writers' opinions, attitudes, and purposes. So there are two types of questions which you will get whenever you are dealing IELTS or reading module. Some questions will be in sequence and some questions will not be in sequence. Those questions which will be in sequence like multiple choice, true, false, not given, yes, no, not given, sentence completion, summary completion, labeling questions, short answers, match sentence ending. Sequence questions means, for example, if you are dealing multiple choice questions and you get the answers of question number first in paragraph first, so there is no need to read the paragraph first for the second question. Try to read the second paragraph for the second questions. Means all these answers will be in a sequence, and those questions which are not in sequence, so their answers will be in different areas. For example, if you get means there is possibility that in matching headings you get the answers of question number first in second paragraph, and you get the answers of question number second in first paragraph. So there is possibility in not sequence questions the answers will be in different areas. So try to highlight and identify sequence questions and those questions which will be not in sequence, and the strategies of these questions will be shared in this video, that how you will deal those questions which are in sequence and those which are not in sequence. Time management in reading module, mostly students, they are running short of time, they are unable to manage their time. So I'll share this strategy that whenever you are going to deal passage number 1, which is almost easy, so you have to spend 15 minutes. Don't spend more than 15 minutes on passage number first, because all these three passages holds equal marks. So passage number 2 is medium, so you should spend 20 minutes, and passage number 3 is difficult, so you should spend 25 minutes, and the 5 minutes which you have saved in passage 1, so you can spend here to deal passage number 3. And always transfer your answers as you are finding, because no extra time will be given to answer, means to write your answer in the answer book. So time management is too much important, and try to make yourself ready while using this strategy. Read the question first and underline keyword. Keep in mind, whenever you are reading, whenever you are dealing IELTS reading modules, so always read question first. And whenever you are reading questions, so you have to underline keywords. By reading the question first, you will be able to read, you will be able to get an outline about the passage, and you will have specific targets for which you will search. Means mostly in questions they just share information which are too much important, and whenever you are reading question first, you are getting idea and specific informations which are existed in the passage. So if you read passage first, it will take too much time. So try to read the question first. It will save your time and it will help you, and you will be able to get main ideas and specific information in a short span of time. What are keywords? Keywords are the words that carry specific information. Keywords are usually noun, group of nouns, and verbs. So try to focus on this trick whenever you are dealing IELTS reading module. For example, if there is a passage like a super hard metal has been made in the laboratory by melting together titanium and gold. The alloy is the hardest non-metallic substance compatible with living tissues, says the US physicist. The material is 4 times harder than pure titanium and has application in making longer lasting medical implants, they say. So the question, for example, if you get a passage like this, so the question will be like this, that the hardest substance discovered in the laboratory is formed by combining titanium and gold after they are. So means in this questions you can just highlight, means in the passage you can highlight the keywords like hardest substance discovered in the laboratory and combining. These are the keywords in the question, and keywords in the passage like super hot metal, made in the laboratory, location is there, and together. Here they have used synonym. So means in passage, whatever they are saying or whatever they are using, they will not use the exact words in the question. They will use synonyms. Like here you can see that keyword in the question is different as compared to keyword in the passage, though these words have same meaning. Like for hardest substance they have used super hard metal, and discovered in laboratory they have used made in laboratory, means in which location is there, and for combining they have used a synonym together. So you always have to pay attention to the synonyms which will be used in the question and passage. So you will have to compare those, which will help you to find out your answers in a short span of time. Tip number two, underline specific information in the given passages like name, dates, and time. Keep in mind that in every passage there is specific information like names are there, dates are there, and times are there. So whenever dates, time, and names are mentioned, so in that area specific details are there. So always whenever you are dealing IELTS reading modules, so pay specific attention to names, dates, and time. Exact location of the answers in the passage means whenever you underline these three categories like name, date, and time, it will help you to find out your answers, and it will show you the exact location of your answer in the passage. And avoid guessing during reading tests. So whenever you are reading, so no need to guess your answers. Try to be very specific. High chances of correct answers. Whenever you highlight these three areas, there are high chances that you will get your answers correct in a short span of time. Any facial features such as capital letters, underlining, italics, figures, graphs, and tables are likely to matter. So whenever you are dealing IELTS reading modules, so pay specific attention to words which start with capital letters, or words which start with italics, or figures are there, graphs are there, and even if tables are there. So means if these things are mentioned, it's mean that specific information will be there, or important information will be there. So try to target these areas, which will help you to get the exact information, and it will help you to find out the correct answers in a short span of time. Another point which I'm going to share with you is learn specific techniques for each type of reading question. For example, whenever you are making yourself ready for IELTS reading module, so try to study the previous questions or the previous passages which means students got in their real exam. So in that you should just look for frequently asked questions. Like frequently asked questions means true false not given. If you just observe means the previous passages, so means in previous passages true false not given, list of headings, multiple choice questions, summary completion, and sentence completion. These are the types of questions which you will deal almost in every reading test. So for these types of means questions, you have to learn specific techniques and tricks. If you learn specific techniques and tricks, it will help you to find out your answers in a short span of time, and it will also help you and enable you to find out your answers in less than required time. For example, if you have 1 minute, so and you have specific techniques of these questions, so you will be able to find answers in 30 seconds. And try to target these questions and practice on these questions as much as you can. If you practice more, there are high chances that you will get more correct answers. So pay specific attention to frequently asked questions whenever you are dealing IELTS reading module. Transferring the answers directly to the answer sheet. You have to be very serious about this point, because always pay attention to spelling whenever you are transferring your answers. So you have to pay specific attention to spelling. You will lose a mark if you spell a word wrong. Pay attention to plurals and add s as needed. So mostly students, whenever they are just transferring their answers, they are in hurry and they are unable to pay attention to the spellings, and they don't think about singular and plurals, due to which they lose marks. Ensure that you have written the answers in the correct box. Use upper or lower case. Keep in mind, you are allowed to whenever you are transferring your answers, so you are allowed to use upper letters or lowercase. No means problem is there. But if you are confused that if I just I will use the first letter capital and the other in lowercase, so in that case there are chances that in some nouns and in some words maybe you will go against grammar rules and you will lose a mark. So during transferring your answers, pay specific attention. You will have to pay specific attention to these areas, that I'm transferring the answer, so that answer is singular or plural. I'm just writing these in capital, means in uppercase or in lowercase, and I'm just writing these answer in the correct box. If you just write means one answer in the incorrect box, so all the answers after that will be incorrect, because you will have you will have written that all there are possibility that you will have written all those answers in incorrect in boxes, due to which you will lose marks. So pay specific attention whenever you are transferring the answers directly to the answer sheet. Do not spend too much time on one question. Keep in mind, whenever you are facing difficult questions or whenever you find a question quite challenging, so there is no need to there is no need to spend too much time and pay specific attention to only that question, because every question hold equal marks. So if you find a question difficult, you should just skip that question and move to another question, and in the end come again and try means again. If you still unable to find, you can guess the answer of that question, because there is no negative marking, so you will lose no mark if you just means mention there a wrong answer. So whenever you come across a really challenging question, have a go at them, then move on. Some questions are difficult because their aim is to separate band 8 and band 9. Don't waste time on difficult questions. The worst thing you can do is waste valuable time struggling to find the answers and run out of time to complete easier questions that are coming up. You can always come back to them if you have time at the end. So always, pay specific attention that if you are dealing difficult question, don't spend too much time, just skip that question. And if you don't skip that question, you will lose your valuable time, which will create problem for you in the shape of losing your band score. So try to skip the questions which you find difficult. Keep the order. Remember that the question follow the order of the text is in most cases. So the answer to question 5 will come after the answers to question 4, and so on. As I mentioned earlier that these are the questions which will be in sequence, like multiple choice, true false, completion, labeling questions, short answers, and match sentence ending. So you have to mean differentiate between the sequence questions and those questions which will be not in sequence. So if you are dealing questions which answer will be in sequence, and you find the answers of question number first, so it's mean that don't read that paragraph again for question number 2. Move on. It will save your time and it will help you to find more correct answers. Practice at home under exam condition. Whenever you are practicing, so you have to practice under exam condition, and consider that apply the same formula, like you will have to spend 15 minutes on passage 1, means you will find the answers of passage number first in 15 minutes. Don't spend more than 15 minutes. If you are doing so, you will be unable to means find the correct maximum answer in the exam. So always practice in exam condition. It will help you manage your time easily. It will enhance your confidence during the real exam. It will enhance the speed of your reading skills. If you are practicing under exam condition, so there will be no problem whenever you will appear in the real exam. But if your practice means on reading module normally, so during exam condition, whenever you will be under pressure, your mind will not generate ideas. That time you will be confused, so there are chances that you will lose your marks. So At home, always practice under exam condition. Consider that means make a stopwatch, like means keep a stopwatch and practice as per the strategy which I have shared for the passages. Like for passage number first, you can use just 15 minutes. For passage number two, you can use 20 minutes, and for passage number three, you can use 25 minutes. And for example, if you just initially, maybe in 15 minutes, you will just find answers of, you know, 3 4 questions, doesn't matter. In the beginning you will face problem, but if you practice on 5 to 10 passages, there will be no problem, and you will be habitual, and you will be able to find maximum correct answers. Understanding the full passage is not important. Keep in mind that you certainly don't have to understand the entire passage. In IELTS, what is there? The logic is there that mostly the passages are from newspapers and from various magazines. So no need to understand the meaning of words, or no need to know the meaning of sentences. That, yeah, what is the meaning of this one word, or it is quite difficult, because the aim of that passage is, you certainly don't have to understand the entire passage. You are supposed to locate only the answers. The majority of the question test your ability to find the specific information that is given to you, and then understand the sentences that contain the particular information. There are basically only two types of option that would require you to understand the entire passage. The rest of the questions would demand locating information. Mean in IELTS reading module, mostly you are locating information. You are just finding the areas where your information or your particular data is given. So no need to understand the complete passage, or no need to understand the meaning of complete passage. Just focus on the information which is asked, and which demand you means to locate those areas. Answer all the questions. Keep in mind that answer all the questions even if you are not sure in your answers. You don't get penalty for wrong answers. So try your luck and write the most probable answers. Whenever you are means dealing reading passage, so try to apply the techniques which you have learned. And if you still unable to find answers, then you can try your luck. Then you can according to the situation, according to the means grammar, you can compare grammar, and you can compare the situation, and as per the situation you can take a point or option which you believe is more suitable with it. So try to means point out the answers which you think that is the most, you can say, most matching one, or the correct one. So never ever leave any answers without taking anything. So you will get no negative answers if you just put or take, you can say, a box, because there is no penalty for wrong answers. But if you leave, you may you have to lose one, you can say, marks. So always take or write something in the box whenever you are confused or you are unable to find answers of a questions. Enhance your lexical resources. Keep in mind that a strong vocabulary is required to answer the reading questions. A synonym and paraphrasing of the words are widely used here. Thus, you can follow the read, note, and revise rule to improve your vocabulary. This means that once you come across a new word, you must look at its meaning, spelling, synonyms, and antonyms. Then you must have a written note about the word to use it for your references. Until you get used to the word, revise notes daily. Whenever you have lexical resources, there are high chances that you will get maximum correct answers, because mostly in question and passage they use synonyms. They don't use the exact words. So whenever you have lexical resources, whenever you have command on lexical resources, there are high chances that you will get maximum correct answers. Reading the first paragraph means whenever you are dealing IELTS reading module, so always start with reading first paragraph. In first paragraph, what is your introduction of the given passage in the first paragraph, and last paragraph in that conclusion second. Then you will have to mean first you will have to read the first paragraph, then you have to read the last one paragraph, and after reading the last paragraph, then you have to read out the body paragraphs at the end, because in the first paragraph you will get the main idea what the passage is about, and in the last paragraph you will get a summary about the passage, that what has been discussed in the passages, and in the body paragraphs you will get more details. So you will get the main idea of the passage by reading the introduction and conclusion first, reading the first and last line of each paragraph instead of reading the whole paragraph. So whenever you read the first paragraph completely and the last paragraph completely, then no need to read the body paragraph completely. Just read the first and last line of each body paragraph. It will help you to save your time, and it will help you to find out the main idea of the passage in a short span of time, and there will be chances of more correct answers. So means there are some students who are confused at why students are unable to secure the desired band in IELTS reading when students have no information about the asked question. So when you have no information that one what the question is asking or which type of question is that, so you will be unable to find out the exact answer when students have not practiced properly before the exam. So whenever you are just going for exam and you have no prior preparation, so you will face problem. You will be unable to concentrate or find out the information about what you are looking, not transferring the answers within the time. Mostly students, they are just writing the answers on the reading passages and they're not transferring, but at the end they get panic and they are unable to transfer those answers in a timely manner, and they just means transfer the answers with incorrect spellings, or they are placing the answers in incorrect boxes, due to which they lose marks, and they are spending a considerable amount of time on one question. So mostly when students, they are unable to find out the answer of a single question when they find a challenging or difficult question, so what they are doing, they are spending too much time on that question, due to which they spend a considerable amount of time, and they waste their time. So whenever they move to the next question, they are running short of time, due to which they lose means band score, and they are unable to secure their desired band. They are practicing without set time at home. Whenever some students, they are practicing, so they have no stopwatch, they have no concept of stopwatch, due to which they are unable to means find out the answers in the time when they are dealing IELTS reading module in the real examination situation or exam condition. So the reason is that they just get confusion or some sort of pressures are there. So always try to practice with set time. If you don't do so, you will face problem in the exam. Lack of proper techniques about the asked question. Mostly students, they are running short of techniques. They don't know which one techniques I'll use to find out the answers. So always learn techniques about certain questions which will help you to find answers in a short span of time. These were the possible tips which I have shared with you, and I hope you have some sort of information which will enable you and help you to find out your desired band whenever you are dealing IELTS reading module. If you find this video helpful, I encourage you to subscribe my channel for more videos regarding IELTS. Thank you so much.